The Disney list has arrived. This is where we share with you some of the best or worst of Walt Disney World. And today we are chatting with you about the best attractions at Disney's Hollywood Studios, a park that has a bit of an identity crisis, as we've talked about before, but we certainly want to heap the praise on the parts of the park that still work. Here with me today to talk about it, Katrina Manzoni, Tyler Crouch, and in Disney's Hollywood Studios himself, Garrett Hassel. We will begin with Katrina. When it comes to Hollywood Studios, shows, attractions, what tops your list?
Okay.
Okay.
You guys ready for this?
I'm prepared.
Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Wait, hold on.
Sit down.
Seatbelt. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
Buckle up. Smuggler's Run. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, dear. Whoa, Tyler.
JK, everybody.
saw the rage.
Calm down. Garrett, calm down over there. I know you're about to jump through the screen.
Somebody's taking an Uber home.
Oh,
No.
he said it.
I have to say, Slinky Dog. I love Slinky Dog Dash. I think it's very cute. I'm not a big Tower of Terror person, so can't really do that one. I can't really say about that one, but I do love that ride. Slinky Dog Dash is always just like, it's very quick, but it's always just fun. I always have a smile going in, and I always have a smile getting off.
Very smooth.
Yeah, it's just, it just seems like, very, I don't know. I mean, it's just a very smooth ride. You get that takeoff and you kind of like go through, and then you wait in the anticipation of like backing up, and then you zoom past and you go up, and then you get to see like Galaxy's Edge, and then you zoom back down, then you go these like little like humps, and you're like, whoa, and it's just like, again, it's just like it happens all the time, but it always gets me like smiling. And then at the end you get to see oh my gosh, what's his name?
Wheezy.
Yeah, Wheezy at the end, singing the song and whatnot. So I think it's just like always just fun, and always puts a smile on my face.
I like the things he says when you take off too, like the wildest ride in Andy's backyard.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Yeah.
That's always fun. And like I'm still waiting to see, what is it, they really needed to add the pig, the evil.
Oh yeah, Ham.
Ham's
Ham's on the map, but then he's not on the ride.
Yeah.
He should be in it.
What the heck?
But you always just have to like look, because it's always, I've actually never walked through like the normal queue, so I don't really know what it looks like. We always had to get a fast pass for it. Like that was the thing. Like to wait in line was like was too long. My second was really hard. I was just like, gosh, it's like really hard to figure out. But actually, I kind of really liked like the Indiana Jones attraction. I thought that was really fun to
Stunt
see.
Spectacular?
The Stunt Spectacular. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Wow,
fun to see.
that was out of left field for me. I had no idea you were
I
going to say
know.
that.
I thought it was really cute because it's like actually really fun, because you like sit there, and then I also, it's just kind of like the plane comes and they're doing like this stupid stunt on the plane, and you're like, oh God, anyway, but whatever.
It falls through the little trap door.
It's just so silly. It's just like, it's like a good place to like relax, I guess, was like my thing, because sometimes at Hollywood Studios it's a little hot. There's really not a lot of stuff to do there, and you're kind of like, back in the day you're like, oh God, I really don't really, let's just go to another park. But you spend all like, you have like another fast pass for another like 2 hours, and you're like, what am I gonna do? And so you do the Stunt Spectacular, you sit there, you cool off because you're in the shade, you enjoy a little stunt show, and then you're done. And then you go to your fast pass.
They did make the right choice to build a giant metal roof over the whole arena. So that was...
Grab some food, grab some drink,
smart.
just chill, relax.
Yeah.
And a show that has stood the test of time, been around a very long time out at Hollywood Studios, and is still something that, to this day, I know we all like to enjoy. It's a piece of heritage and nostalgia, even though it's not technically in operation at the moment. It's certainly something that we can't wait to see return. So, Tyler, when it comes to what tops your list, what do you have to share with us?
Okay, so my first one, I feel like, is kind of like an obvious choice for a lot of people personally. I mean, and it's funny because in this area, it has one of in my opinion, the worst rides that they've come out with in a very long time. But I think that its bigger brother, the Rise of the Resistance, is probably one of the best attractions I've ever been on in my entire life. So it's hard for me to say that, it's not one of the two best ones in the whole park, because I just really think that that's the reason to go to that park right now. Like, for the most part, like, if you're going to do one thing at that park, it should be Rise of the Resistance. Like,
and if you don't get a ticket, you go home and you cry.
I was just about to say, I'm not going to go that far. I was just about to say, if you don't get a ticket to it, do your fast passes, and you haven't been before, do the things that you want to do Slinky Dog, do Toy Story, all those different things, and then and then don't wait around because there's not much going on. I feel like, I guess, see the spotlights at night at this point.
Yeah, right.
Over the Hollywood
Evening spotlights.
Yeah, over the movie theater. But anyway, so yeah, that's my first one, Star Wars. It's a great ride. It really just wraps you into this whole universe. It's done that better than any attraction I've ever been on before. And it's not even just exactly. And it's like a 20-minute experience, which I remember reading that in the beginning and being like, come on, what does that mean? And being like, okay, but also like, Flight of Passage is like a 20-minute experience, right? And that pre-show is so boring, but no, they actually make this exciting. They make it cool. The technology is cool. The story is cool.
You don't even know if you're really waiting in line that long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The cast members do a great job over there.
Very immersive, over the top. One of the best attractions in terms of storytelling that they've ever done. So yeah, if you can get a boarding pass, if you can get in there, it is something absolutely worth planning your day around. And at Hollywood Studios, you kind of have to.
But if you don't get a pass, it's okay. It's not that great. You're not
go
gonna
ride
miss
Millennium
anything.
Falcon.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most innovative things they've done since like Indiana Jones Adventure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
completely agree.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Okay, so then my second one is another very new addition to the Hollywood Studios family.
Oh.
And it soon will be an addition to the Disneyland family as well. I'm going to be picking Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yes.
Wow, these two picks are like, I did not know that he was going to choose.
Really? I'm wondering what you thought I would choose.
Oh, well.
But yeah, I don't know. It's so delightful. It's so unique. I mean, yeah, it really
delightful.
is.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it makes me feel so joyful. Like,
yeah.
And especially like the very last scene of the ride when they're kind of doing the little wrap up of the song that they've been singing, and it has
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh yeah, beautiful. I love it, and it's just I've loved, and I'm also in love with these cartoons, these shorts that they've been doing for like a few years now, and like the fact that they've still been doing them. I really thought they were going to do one season and that was it, and I was like, oh, I wish they'd do more of these. I'm so sad they probably never do more. And then it just kept coming and coming. So anyway, I love the series. I love the ride. I think it's really cute. Yeah, it's just a bunch of like projection mapping, which some people might be like, oh, it's just a bunch of screens. Like it's just,
but it's clever.
But it's clever
It is
because yeah, it's very clever the way they use things. Like
the second ending scene, like the scene before the very end, that's very clever. How
yeah,
they did it.
I don't want to spoil much, but just like it's one of those things where you can't. Looking at it on a video is like it doesn't really do it justice. When you see the final scene with your own eyes, you're kind of like, whoa, that was quick and impressive, and then Goofy's charming. I mean, I just love the whole thing. It's just great. I could go on that ride over and over again.
I will say, if you have not ridden this ride, or maybe you have ridden this ride, each car you'll see different things in the ride, which I think is great. But try to find Pluto in every single scene, because he's there.
I did not realize
in every
that.
single scene. So try to find him.
Oh.
So like that was like my determination, because there was a time where we rode it and we're in like car 2, and I would see him maybe in like 2 scenes, and I'm like, he has to be in every scene, right? And so then we rode it a couple more times, and then I was able to find him in every single scene. And poor Pluto, man.
Wow.
Kind of gets the
Poor
snot
little
beat
guy.
out of him.
But anyway, but like again, he always, it's just
Poor guy.
poor Pluto. But anyway, look for him. So
Yeah.
if you're traveling and you're gonna ride it a few times, and your kid starts getting bored or something of the ride, but you still want to ride it, have him look for Pluto, because
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's a new thing, everybody. Tell me. If you've seen them all, then tell me which one is the saddest scene. Because
Hunt for Pluto.
Yeah.
look for Pluto.
Oh, the last thing I'll say about it too. I know we should just move on, but the last thing I'll say about it, and I know you can't do it right now because of COVID, but the pre-show when the screen blows up, it's just it's so cool.
Beginning.
looking.
Huge missing effect
So
right now.
cool
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah.
But it'll come back.
No one appreciates when you're walking out of the ride, because you didn't really get to see
Well, you don't
what
understand it.
happened in the
Yeah,
front of the
yeah,
ride.
right.
It's just an explosion. Yeah. Well, very good. Now we jump out to our Walt Disney World reporter, Garrett Hassel, standing by at Disney's Hollywood Studios. What tops your list, buddy?
All right, so one thing you should know for me is Hollywood Studios actually has some of the best attractions and experiences out of all of them. Even though it's a small park, they've got a lot of blockbusters.
What?
Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, Indy. A lot of the attractions and experiences here are some of the best on Disney property. So it's very hard for me to choose. But the first one, got to go with Tyler. It is Rise of the Resistance. When I first went on this, I went on opening day, and I was blown away. It was unlike any experience I've ever had before at Disney. It's not set up like a typical Disney ride, which is more so like a movie where it's continuous. This one is set up like a series of books where each part is a different part of the entire story, where just the cue, then the pre-show, then X, Y, and Z after that. I don't want to give too much away, but it is an immersive attraction where you feel like you're actually in the in the Star Wars films, and that you are a major character around, stars like Finn and Rey and Kylo and all that. So that is my first one. And every time I go on it, I'm always blown away by the visual effects. And I keep, like, after I go on a ride one time, I try and see how the magic is made for myself. Like, how do they do that? What are they doing here? And with this one, it's hard because they use so much new technology that you would need like an in-depth behind-the-scenes tour with an Imagineer. So
Sure.
Go on this ride. There is no Pluto hiding in,
Are you sure?
Rise of the Resistance.
I think I've seen him there.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Dang. There's other planets though.
Mickey, yeah. If you look
That
at
was
a
a space
certain angle,
joke.
you see a Mickey Mouse shaped planet, but no. But just so you know, there is no Lone Star, and there's no Spaceball jokes in there. It's Star Wars, not Spaceballs. But my second second experience, it's hard, but I've got to go with the Indiana Jones Spectacular.
You too, huh?
Wow. Yeah, even though
Not the Beauty and the Beast, like I thought you were gonna say.
No, believe me, it is hard for me to lock this down. I am torn because
Gaston is so ashamed of you.
Yeah, who's
over
hunkier?
here.
Gaston or
hunkier?
Indiana Jones?
Well, Indiana Jones drank from the
goblet?
chalice that
the
Jesus
chalice.
drank out of, the Holy Grail.
So that just makes him the
and all that.
hunkiest.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, man, he lived to be over 100 if you watch the young Indiana Jones series and all that. But
Is that true? Wow.
you can fit thousands of people into that show. They pull people out of the audience to be a part of it. I've gotten to do that, and it is so cool. They have you act things out, and
If
the Indiana
Gaston
Jones
pulled
show
you
is
out, would you feel different?
You're making me hurt. Inside my heart is breaking because it hurts for me to go against it. But the Indiana Jones one just has so much more in it, and I simply adore it. Also, fun fact, the big buff guy at the very end, the bad guy, one of them actually went to my gym, and you see this guy, and he's just like, he is massive. He's like 6'4". His biceps as big as my head, and you're just like, he has his own gravitational pull. That sounds weird, but
He's like a Gaston, I guess.
Honestly, really, he is.
Real
But
life Gaston.
that stunt show is amazing, and it's got little jokes from the films in there, and it's got all the the boulder chase. That is such an iconic scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. You're like, man, I would love to see that in real life, and you see how it's in, and they break down the scene. So yeah, I'm sorry, Gaston. I'm sorry, Beauty and the Beast, but I'm gonna go just jump in the lake near Dinosaur Gertie and just cry my tears out because it hurts. But
Yeah.
Rise of Resistance is the new age Indiana Jones adventures like you have out of Disneyland. It really makes you feel like you're in that world. And Indiana Jones, the Stunt Spectacular here, is one of the best live action shows that you can experience out here at Walt Disney World.
I would say for me, Hollywood Tower Hotel, right? Tower of Terror, absolutely a spectacular attraction, the best storytelling, and certainly something that when it left the Disneyland Resort and California Adventure and became Guardians themed, now I only have Hollywood Studios in terms of the United States to go visit something like that. Absolutely love the way in which the elevator leaves the shaft and goes on its own little journey. In this attraction, it's something truly unique that I remember the first time it happened because I'd only been on the California Adventure version. It doesn't do that at California Adventure, or I should say didn't. So it startled me and was an amazing experience altogether. Absolutely loved it. I would say the other attraction that I love, and it's attractions and shows, folks, obviously with Indy, and I would say Walt Disney Presents One Man's Dream is what I cherish
Great
at
choice.
Hollywood
Gotta
Studios.
choose the sentimental one.
What can I say? And the video is crap that they play, the film itself. I mean, it's like it
Do
was
they even play it anymore?
They do. Yeah, it was
Oh.
like it was recorded, 50 years ago, and yet it has narration from Julie Andrews from 15 years ago. It's just the clips together and everything. It's a poorly projected video at this point, but the message is so strong, and it's a little museum basically dedicated to Walt Disney himself and the creation of Disneyland and his animation and Disney World. So my two top favorites when it comes to Hollywood Studios. We want to hear what yours happens to be. Leave it in the comment section down below. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you appreciate our discussions. We always look forward to hearing what's on your mind when it comes to lists just like this.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.